Hi everyone, and thank you so much for watching my channel, The Witty Turtle. In the last class, we have completed illustration number 1 and illustration number 2. In this class, we are going to start with illustration number 3 of the chapter, that is your production planning and control.
So before starting the video, I would like you guys to know about this comprehensive batch of Unacademy, which is named as the Success Batch, which is specifically for CMA Foundation students who are going to appear in this June 2022 exams. This batch is going to start from 5th of January 2022, and it is a golden opportunity for you guys to ace your June 2022 examination. Prepare with the top-notch educators in India. And this subscription is a subscription that is more than just classes. They will provide you with live interactive classes, recorded lectures with unlimited watch time, access to notes from all the educators at one place. Every fourth session is a doubt clearing session, updated study materials, and practice mock test papers. So don't wait for more and get your subscriptions done today. Simply, you just need to download the Unacademy Learning app, select CMA Foundation as your goal, and get your subscription. They will also give you a perfect study plan to clear your June 2022 exams. In the subscription, you can avail Rs 875 per month for 24 months and likewise for 12 months and 6 months. You can use my coupon code ANVESHA10 to avail a 10% off on any purchase. You can also use my coupon code even if you are not preparing for CMA and you are preparing, let's say, for UPSC or like JEE Mains or NEET PG or any competitive exam. Then you can use my coupon code ANVESHA10 to get a 10% off on any purchase. So trust me, this is the best platform where you will get everything at one click. So the link of the classes of Unacademy is given in the description box below. Don't forget to check them out.
The question says, average time taken by an operator on a specific machine is tabulated below. The management is considering replacing one of the old machines by a new one, right? So there are a lot of machines and the management is going to replace one of the old machines by a new machine. And the estimated time for operation by each operator on the new machine is also indicated. So what all things are given to us? How many operators are there? Yes, there are 6 operators. There are 6 old machines and one of these machine has to be replaced by a new one. So they have also given you the time taken in each machine for each operator, right? So what do you need to calculate here? Find out an allocation of operators to the old machine to achieve a minimum operation time. Minimum operation time. So you have to follow what? In the first point, you have to calculate the minimum operation time by putting the minimization method. The second point says reset the problem with the new machine and find out the allocation of the operators to each machine and comment on whether it is advantageous to replace an old machine to achieve a reduction in operating time only. Okay, so what is it saying? It's saying that you have to again reset the problem with introducing this new machine and you also have to find out कि कौन से ऑपरेटर को आप कौन सा मशीन इसमें से एलोकेट करोगे सो दैट यू कैन रिड्यूस योर ऑपरेटिंग टाइम. Now, how will the operators be reallocated to the machines after replacement? So first we will solve the first beat and after that these 2 points we can solve together. So in the first machine, what has it said? It has said that you have to find out the allocation of operators to the old machines only. So in the first point, we don't have to consider the inclusion of the new machine, right? So you just need to take into consideration the old 6 machines and the 6 operators, right? This is the question. Now, tell me what you need to do first. You have to make the row operation first, right? So how to make the row operation? In every row, you have to find out the minimum number. What is the minimum number in the first row? That is 1. In the second row, it is 2. and in the third row it is 4. I think by this time, after solving 2 questions, you must have been clear about this, like how to do the row operation. So यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगा? Minimum number is 1, so you have to deduct 1 from all the numbers in the first row. So after deducting, what you get? You get this one, right? After doing the row operation, you will get this particular matrix, right? Now, after doing the row operation, what is the next step? Now let's do the column operation together. In the first column, what is the minimum number? The minimum number is 1. So you have to deduct 1 from all the numbers. So क्या हो जाएगा ये? This will be 1 minus 1, 0. Then 1, 1, 4, 3 and 3. In the second column, what is the minimum number? The minimum number is 0. So it will be as it is 226, 404. In the third column, the minimum number is 1. So it will be 0, 3, 3, 2, 0, 4. Right? 204. In the fourth column, the minimum number is 0. So it will again be the same 0, 1, 0, 2, 2, 6. Now the fifth column, again the minimum number is 0. So it will be 3, 0, 3, 0, 1, 7. In the sixth column, again the minimum number is 0. So it will be 4, 3, 2, 6, 0, 0. Right? You got this after the column operation. Now what you need to do? Here you have to identify the zeros, right? So in the first row you have 3 zeros. So you are not going to make a square around any of these, right? Now in the second row, how many zeros do you have? You have only 1 0. Let's find it out. And this is the first 0 in the second row. Now you have to cancel the entire column, right? Now in the third row, you have only 1 0. Make a square around it and cancel this entire column. In the fourth row, you don't have any 0. In the fifth row, you have 3 zeros. In the sixth row, yes, you have only 1 0. So you have to cancel this entire column, right? Now you have to do the same in the columns. So in the first column, how many zeros do you have? Only 1. So make a square around it. And then you have to cut the entire row, right? You have to cut the entire row. In the second column also, you have only 1 0. So again, cut the entire row, right? So now you are done with this. Now look at the table and tell me what is the order of the matrix. The order is 6 and the minimum number of zeros are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here it is not equal to the minimum number of zeros. So optimality has been reached or not? Has not been reached, right? It has not been reached. Now what will be the next number, the next step? Amongst the uncut numbers, you have to find out the minimum number. So there are how many uncut numbers? 6 plus 3, 9. So the minimum number is 1, right? Minimum number is 1. So what do you need to do now? Now you have to deduct 1 from all the numbers which are not yet been cut, right? From all the numbers which are not yet been cut. And along with that, you also need to add 1 to those numbers जहाँ पर intersection हो रहा है, एक plus का sign बन रहा है. So now look at the question and tell me, look at this matrix and tell me how many numbers are there जहाँ पर intersection हो रहा है. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to add 1 in these numbers, right? So the first row will be what? It will be 0, 2, 0. यहाँ पर intersection हो रहा है. So here it will be 1, 4, 5. Right? Now again, these are the uncut numbers. So here you have to deduct the minimum number, that is 1. So it will be 0, 1, 2, 1, 0, 3. Right? Now this will be 0, 5, 2, 0, 3, 2. Then it will be 3, 3, 1, 2, 0, 6. In the fifth row, it will be what? 3, 0, 0. Here, this one is the intersection number. So here you have to add 1. So it will be 3, 2, 1. Right? This will be 2. Then 3, you are deducting 1 here. Then it will be as it is 6, 7 and 0. Right? Now, here also you have to do the optimality test. How to do that? In the first row, you have 2 zeros. So you're not gonna cut anyone. In the second row also there are 2 zeros. In the third row also there are 2 zeros. In the fourth row, how many zeros are there? Only 1. So now cut the entire column. In the fifth row also you have 2 zeros. Now in the sixth row you have only 1 zero. So again you are going to cut this entire column. Right? Now let's make the column operation. In the first column you have 3 zeros. In the second column you have only 1 zero. So simply cut the entire row. Now in the third column you have only 1 zero. So cut the entire row. In the fourth column you have only 1 zero. Now cut the entire row. Right? So here what is the order of the matrix? The order is 6. And how many number of zeros are there? Now after doing the column operation, check again in the rows, okay? So in the second row, you have only 1 zero left. So again, make a square around it and simply cut this entire column, right? Cut this entire column. So here you have how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yes, optimality has been reached, right? So यहाँ पर हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि जो operator 1 है, he is supposed to work with which machine? Machine number 3, right? M3. Operator 2 with machine 1, then operator 3 with machine M4, operator 4 with machine M5, then operator 5 with machine M2, operator 6 with which machine? Machine M6. Right? Now go back to the question and tell me what is the operation time taken by operator 1 for machine 3? It is 2 hours. For operator 2 machine 1 it is 4 hours. Then again 4 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours. So in total they are taking 17 hours. Right? So this is what? This is the minimum time taken. Right? I hope the first point is clear now. Now let's start with the second and the third point. Here what you need to do, you have another machine has been introduced here. So किसी भी matrix में, in any matrix, if you have 7 columns, then also you have to make 7 rows, right? जितने columns होंगे उतने ही rows होने चाहिए. For that we are introducing another dummy operator. और इसका जो टाइम टेकन है, we will take the time taken for all the machines as 0, right? So that the matrix will be a balanced one, right? So this is your new matrix. So the first thing that you have to do is row operation. How to do that? In the first row, what is the minimum number? The minimum number is 1. In the second row, the minimum number is again 1. Third may be 1. Fourth may it is 3. Fifth may also it is 3. Sixth may it is 1, seventh may it is 0. So deduct the minimum number from all the rows, right? After doing that, you will find this particular matrix, okay? This particular matrix you will find. So in this matrix, now you have to do the column operation as well. But in all the columns you are having zeros. That means the minimum number will be 0 only. So you don't need to do the column operation. समझ में आया? I'll repeat it again. After doing the row operation, you are getting this particular matrix, right? And after row operation, you are supposed to do column operation also, right? But as you can see, in all the columns, you have 1 0, At least one 0. So the minimum number in all the columns will be 0. So if you deduct 0 from all the numbers, then वो जितना है उतना ही रहेगा. There won't be any change, right? So you don't really have to perform column operation. Now, in this matrix, what do you need to do first? Here, in the first row, check how many zeros are there. You have 1 0. So, cut the entire column. In the second row, how many zeros are there? Only 1 0. Now, cut the entire column. In the third row, all the zeros have been cut. In the fourth row, only 1 0 is there. So now cut the entire column. In the fifth row also you have 2 zeros, so कुछ नहीं cut करना है. In the sixth row you have only 1 0. So again cut the entire column. In the seventh row you have so many zeros, so leave it as of now. Now you have to do the same in the column. So the first column you have 1 0, so cut this entire row. In the second column, how many zeros do you have? 1 0, so cut the entire row. In the third column you don't have any zero, ये तो सब पहले से ही cut हो चुका है. So here you have the order as 7, right? And how many zeros do you have? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Zeros कितने हैं? 6. Not equal. That means the solution is non-optimal. The solution is what? It's non-optimal. So what you have to do here? Again, you have to perform the same thing. What is the next thing? The next thing is that you have to find the minimum number amongst the uncut numbers. So what is the minimum number here? Minimum number is 1. Now you have to do what? You have to deduct 1 from all the uncut numbers, right? 1 minus 1 will be 0, right? 0. Then again 2 minus 1 will be 1. 1 minus 1 will be 0. And likewise, you can write all these numbers, right? After that, what do you need to do? After that, यहाँ पर जो इंटरसेक्शन हो रहा है, कहाँ पर इंटरसेक्शन हो रहा है? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So here you have to add the minimum number, that is 1. So क्या हो जाएगा ये? 3 2 1 10. 3 2 1 10. And here it will be what? 1 all. You can see 1 all. Right? Now again you have to do the optimality test. How to do that? In the first row, you have 1 2 3 zeros, so you are not going to cut any of these. Now in the second row you have 1 0, so you are going to cut the entire column, right? In the third row, again ये 0 तो cut हो गया है. In the fourth row you have 1 0, so again this entire column will be cut. In the fifth row you have 1 0, then again this entire column will be cut. In the sixth row again you have another 0, so this column is going to be cut. In the seventh row you have how many zeros? You have 2 zeros, right? ये तो cut हो चुका है. You have 2 zeros, so you are not going to cut any of these. Now you have to check the zeros column wise also. So in the first column, how many zeros do you have? You have 2 zeros you have. Now in second column to cut ho chuka hai. In the third column you have how many zeros? You have again 2 zeros. In the fourth column, how many zeros do you have? You have only 1 0. So this entire row will be cut now. And these 3 rows have already been cut. Now again you have to do the row operation, right? अगर रो नहीं हो रहा है, then again you have to check for the columns. So in the first column you have only 1 0. Now cut this entire row, right? So here also the order is what? The order is 7. Order is 7 and number of zeros is how much? Zeros is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So they are not equal, so you do not reach optimality. Now you have to perform the very same thing again, right? So what is the next step? You have to find the minimum number amongst the uncut numbers. So the minimum number is again 1. What do you need to do now? जितने भी uncut numbers हैं, you have to minus 1 from all those numbers, right? You have to minus 1 from all those numbers. And tell me how many intersections are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here you have to add 1. The same thing. After doing these things, you will find this particular matrix, this improved matrix, right? Now again you have to perform the same thing. In the first row there are 3 zeros, you can't do anything. In the second row you have only 1 zero, so yes, square karo usko and cut the entire column. Now in the third row you don't have any zero because this zero has already been cut. In the fourth row you have only 1 zero, so make a square around it and cancel it out. In the fifth row you have 2 zeros, so you're not going to do anything. In the sixth row you have only 1 zero here, so now cut the entire column. Now in the sixth row you have 2 zeros, so don't do anything. Now you have to check it again column wise. So in the first column you have 2 zeros, in the second column you have only 1 zero, so now cut the entire row, right? In the third column you have how many zeros? 1 and 2, so you're not going to do it. And in the fourth column you have only 1 zero, so cut this entire row. Now again you have to do what? You have to perform the row operation. So in सारे rows में और zero नहीं है, but in the last row you still have 2 zeros. So when you are reaching a stage where you have two zeros in the same row, in that case you have to do the column operation again. So in the first column you have only 1 zero, right? So cut the entire row, right? So what you got here? Now you have again the order is 7 and you have number of zeros 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not matching. Now the optimality has not yet been reached, right? So what you need to do now? Again you have to do the same thing. Amongst the uncut numbers, you have to find the minimum number, which is obviously 1, as you can see here. So now you have to deduct 1 from all these uncut numbers, and जहाँ पर भी intersect कर रहा है 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In these 9 numbers, you have to add 1. After doing this, you will reach this particular matrix. In this matrix, what do you need to do now? Again you have to perform the same thing. So here the first thing is you have to do the row, you have to check in the row how many zeros are there. 1, 2, 3, 3 zeros are there. In the second row again you have 2 zeros. In the third row you have only 1 zero, so make a square around it and cut the entire column. Now in the fourth row you have 3 zeros. In the fifth row you have 2 zeros. In the sixth row you have only 1 zero, so now again cut the entire column. In the seventh row you have 2 zeros, right? Now you have to do column operation. In the first column 1, 2, 3, 3 zeros are there, so you're not gonna do anything. In the second row there is only 1 zero, so you are going to cut this entire row. In the third column also 1, 2, 3, 3 zeros are there, so you're not going to do it. In the fourth row also 3 zeros are there. In the in the fourth column also 3 zeros are there. In the fifth column also only 1 zero is there. So now you are going to cut this entire row, right? So column भी हमने देख लिया एक बार. Now in the again you have to perform the row operation, right? So in the first row, how many zeros can you see? There are 1, 2, 3. 3 zeros, right? So in this case, again in the second row you have 2 zeros, and in the sixth row, in the seventh row also you have 2 zeros. Now in this kind of situation, what do you have to do in this situation? So in this kind of situation, when you don't have any other option but to go for diagonal operation, right? What is diagonal operation? See, here we will be able to find three ways where you can make the diagonal operation and you can find optimality. How to do that? See, in the first row, if you are taking this 0, right? So क्या हो सकता है यहाँ पर ये जो कॉलम है ये कैंसिल हो जाएगा. सो आफ्टर दैट यू विल गेट विच 0? ये ये इमेजिन करना है आपको, राइट? दिस कॉलम विल बी कैंसल्ड. नाउ इन द सेकेंड रो ये कैंसिल हो जाएगा, तो यू विल बी लेफ्ट विथ ओनली 1 0. सो यू कैन टेक दिस 0 एंड यहाँ पर आप कौन सा 0 ले सकते हो? बिकॉज दिस हैज ऑलरेडी बीन कैंसल्ड, सो यू कैन टेक दिस 0. So this is your solution number 1. Look at this. 0 1 M1. Now I'm dictating the numbers and you have to check the same in your copy. Right? 0 1 M1, 0 2 M4, dummy M3. Right? Now tell me what will be the second solution. Second solution क्या हो सकता है? Second solution होगा यहाँ पर, आप या तो इसके साथ इसको लोगे, right? यहाँ पर मैं एक क्रॉस बना लेती हूँ. सो यू कैन ईदर टेक दिस वन so that this entire column will be cancelled. After that, what you will get? After that, you can take this one. You can take this one. Along with that, you can take this one. And along with that, you can take which one? ये cancel हो जाएगा. So you can again take this one. Right? This is your second solution, second option. 0 1 M3, 0 2 M4, dummy M1, right? Now you have the third solution as well. The third solution will be, you can either take this one, plus sign दे रही हूँ मैं यहाँ पे, ठीक है? You can either take this one. Along with that, you can take which one? You can take this one along with that, so that आपका ये जो column है ये this will get cancelled out, and then you can take this one also along with that. Right? Understood? This is your third solution. So, in your book, they have shown all the three solutions. So, I'm also gonna make you understand all the three optimum allocations. Right? So, now you have to make a table where you have operator numbers, then you have machines, then you have total time required, and you have to do the same for 3 times. Okay? Now write operator number 1 to dummy. Okay. Now look at the book and tell me, look at your the last matrix and tell me क्या क्या हमारे पास sure है कि yes, we are going to do this, we are going to allocate this machine for this operator. First कौन सा sure है? Operator number 5 के लिए M2, right? Write down. Then you have operator number 4 के लिए M5. Right? Then you have operator number 6 के लिए M6 and operator number 3 के लिए which one? The new machine. Right? This much will be same for all the 3 sections. Right? For all the 3 sections. कौन सा हम लोग का sure हो गया? Operator number 6, then operator number 5, then operator number 4 and operator number 3. So you have to play between only operator number 1, 2 and dummy operator, right? So in the first solution, what was the first solution? It was for operator number 1, the machine will be M1, right? Machine M1. Now look at the book and tell me how much time it is taking. 2 hours, right? For operator number 2, the machine is M4, and for the dummy operator, it will be what? The machine will be M3. And similarly, you can do the rest things also. Like in the second solution, you are allocating what? You are allocating operator number 2 to the machine 3, M3. Then operator number 2 to which machine? M4. And then lastly, the dummy operator to machine M1. Similarly, in solution 3, operator number 1 to machine 4, operator number 2 to machine 1, and the dummy operator to machine 3. And like this, you can find the optimum allocation time, right? I hope this is clear to you. So here I have written a note. Let's read it out. From the above table, it can be said that replacement of an old machine with the new one will result in reduction of operating time by 4 hours. जो ऑप्शन ए था क्वेश्चन का, उसमें हम लोगों ने कैलकुलेट किया था, इट वाज टेकिंग 17 hours, but now it is taking how many hours? 13 hours. So obviously the replacement decision is advantageous because you are saving 4 hours, right? Now as per the solution 1 and 3, M3 should be replaced by the new machine, but according to solution 2, M1 should be replaced by the new machine, right? How to identify that? See, in solution 1 and 3, dummy operator को कौन allocate किया गया है? Dummy allocator has been allocated with machine 3, right? And in solution number 2, dummy operator has been allocated with machine 1, right? I hope this much is sufficient for this class, and I really hope this class has been one interesting class for you guys. If you find this really helpful and if you understood all the concepts, then please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, The Witty Turtle. And if you really find this video useful, then share this video with your CMA intermediate friends who are going to appear group 2 in June 2022 or both the groups in December 2022. And if you are interested to buy classes on Unacademy, which are being available at a very cheaper price, so yes, you can use my coupon code Anvesha10 to avail a 10% discount. You can find the link of all my social media handles in the description box below.